Hi, it's Casey again, and I'm back with another video on Tidy with me, the KonMari method. I'm working on documents next. I'm not sure if this is going to be a quick video or a slow video. Documents are pretty difficult for me. I've struggled with keeping too many papers. I would really love to go paperless for everything in my life. That's the goal. I started going through my documents a while back. I went through a lot of my files and I was able to discard a lot of things. I have a shredder pile still waiting to be shredded. I don't own a shredder yet. I'm planning to go buy one. I started scanning things, and I'm realizing after reading this book that some of the stuff I'm scanning I have no reason to keep. I don't know why I thought that it would be a good idea. I'm going to approach these documents differently than I ever have in the past and actually keep what is meaningful or useful. The biggest thing on my list that I'm kind of dreading is my lecture notes. I have piles of binders with all of my lecture notes from college for the important engineering classes that I took, and it's a lot of information. I wrote a lot of stuff down, and it's going to be difficult to part with that. But we'll see. It might not be as difficult as I think. Once I start looking through it, I'll be like, I don't remember this. I don't even know what I'm saying here. And then there'd be no point. So on my list I have coupons, receipts, tax paperwork, files, warranties, instruction manuals, recipes, more magazines, because I got rid of a couple magazines on the books section, but I think I have more stored away somewhere, so I'm gonna go through magazines again. Important documents, bills. Bills are like completely useless. Once you've paid it, it's like, why do I need to keep this? Greeting cards, stationery, checkbooks. I do have some checkbooks, and some of them from old accounts, so I need to go and shred those. And then the lecture notes and handouts, and then maps. I do have a ton of maps. I probably will keep all of them because I go on a lot of hikes, and I would love to be able to just reuse the maps that I've already gotten. So I'm probably keeping all of the maps. There might be a few that I might throw away because I think I got some maps from a coworker when I first moved here. So I don't need those anymore. I can use Google Maps for anything. I don't really need a paper map. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna get started. Yeah, enjoy. Hey y'all, I wanted to take a break here and talk about what I really love about the KonMari method. I realized in making these videos I haven't really been clear on some of the stuff that is in the KonMari method. I've alluded to some of the things like only keeping things that spark joy, you know, with the clothing, having a particular way of folding things and putting them away, and how I organize my closet and whatnot. But I wanted to talk about how the KonMari method is more than just tidying up, because most people, including myself before reading this book, whenever I think of tidying, I think of quickly cleaning up things that are visibly cluttery. So like all of this over here, if you check out this area, I have a bunch of little things cluttered there. So in the old days, tidying up would have been just picking up those things and putting them away, putting them in some place where they weren't visible. And that is totally not what the KonMari method is about. KonMari method is about ridding yourself of things you don't need, first of all, things that you don't like or don't need, but also it's about having a place for everything that you do find useful or do want to keep, and making sure that it always goes in that place when you put it away. Even if you leave it out and your house becomes messy again, it's very easy to quickly put it back where it belongs. In most cases for me, before KonMari, I would just have all this clutter, but I didn't even have a place to put it. So I would just either stuff it in a drawer or stuff it in a box somewhere and kind of put it out of sight. And then I wouldn't access it again for, you know, the next time I did a deep clean of my house or the next time I pulled that box out. So it's really about just having a place for everything and knowing where to access these things. So if it's useful, it's okay to have it out of sight as long as you're using it on a frequent basis. But as far as things that are not useful, that you love and you want to keep, make sure that they have a place that's prominently visible. Like if you have this ceramic vase that you really love, why keep it locked away in a box somewhere where you're never going to access it? Put it out on a table, or, you know, get some flowers to put in it or something like that. So it's about enjoying and appreciating your things and treating them like you appreciate them. And so I really find it quite inspiring, and I do admit that a lot of the things I own I don't appreciate fully, and that's why I'm donating a lot of things, because I don't want those things to be underappreciated or not appreciated at all. I want someone to be able to have them who will definitely appreciate them and treat them the way they should be treated. So that's some food for thought. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of how I interpret this method and why I think it's a good method to use. Wow, that was a ton of work, and it was more than the other two categories that I had done before, so I'm very glad to be done. Let's take a look at what I've done so far. Just to give you guys a perspective, this is all that has been sorted. This pile right here is going into this mementos category. I had a lot of sentimental items as I was going through all the paperwork that I didn't want to go through right now. I've got photos and greeting cards and notebooks that I want to read through, and I'll save that for later. The little recipe tray that I had, it used to be completely full, and now this is all that's in it. I have a Twinkie recipe from my grandmother in there, and a few things from the Food Network magazines that I'm going to give away. I have some index cards and blank sheets of paper, some notepads in here. I've got my adult coloring book, which I do use, so I'm keeping that. All of this I'm going to keep and hopefully use it up. If I don't use it, I might just bring it into work and use it there. This is my filing system I went through. This whole thing was full, and all of the filing folders had stuff in them. Now there's only so many tabs being used, and then this is something that I need to respond to. I have a stapler in there, some tape. I've got a little baggie that has some push pins and paper clips and whatnot. So that's all that's in this box now, and was a lot of work. As far as my schoolwork goes, all of these binders and notebooks were completely stuffed with lecture notes. I threw almost everything away. The only thing I'm keeping as far as lecture notes go is this one binder. And this binder has all of my aerospace lab reports and some MATLAB code that we did in my propulsion class that I wanted to keep and be able to reference. And I also have a note in here from my professor, or I guess it's not a note, it is a list of things that I wrote down in his last class to us. And he mentioned all of these cool lessons for your career, and I've implemented some of these, and I thought that was so cool that I found this. But I want to hang on to it and see what I would add or change to that. These boxes had my, let's see, this is my maps. I got rid of probably about a fourth of the maps that were in here. Some of them that were ripped or I just don't use. This was a card that's too big to fit in here. I have envelopes, empty greeting cards that I like to collect and give away to my friends and family. I have some stamps in here. I've got thank you cards, whatnot. So that all gets used. I use that frequently. Both of these containers were full. This one is empty now. This one is all donate stuff. I have a student version of MATLAB that I don't use, so I'm gonna see if that's worth anything. I mean, it's a 2007 version. I doubt anyone's gonna want it, but you never know. This bag is all shredding paperwork that I need to shred. This box over here, which you can see is a really large box, is full of trash. And these are all trash as well. So that's it. I got rid of a ton of things and I'm so pleased. I forgot. So I have 2 bags that I'm taking into work. All of this stuff is stuff that I want to use at work that I will use, and then I have a bag of things I would like to offer to my coworkers to see if they want them. Well folks, that was a lot of work. I just got 3 hours of work out of the way. I'm very pleased. I went through all my documents. I believe that's all my documents. Hopefully I don't discover anything going through the rest of my things, but I hope you enjoyed watching. I know this was a little bit boring compared to my last videos, but I wanted to get this over and done with. This one is the hardest category for me, I think. Next to mementos, obviously. Memento is going to be really difficult, but I'm glad that you could join me for this. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Bye. Thanks, guys.